I just need a little faith in the Most High. He order all the steps I take. Time may get weary, but I gotta keep the pace. The clock is ticking, day of the Lord ain't gon' wait. I will walk the water for your grace. Grace. I will walk the water for you. Daily reflection got me vexed about my ways. Did not reproach myself, this flesh I can't escape. Put myself in check, Nike tracksuit in this case. A two-edged sword, you know that word, katana blades. Blades cut me asunder so my carnal mind don't blunder. Thank the Most High for SOT, I'm out that slumber. I pray I'm of the multitude that you can't number. Times he had blessed me like in forest counting trees. Yeah, how a light is judgment, bring it to your knees. And it's a thin line between just enough and greed. Yeah, greed. I'm hungry for some righteous knowledge, I'm intrigued. Instruct on how to make it better for our seed. Loving your people, it's just more than a good deed. Seasons we got crabby with each other, disobeyed. So he put a nation over us, men that were base. They pervert the truth, they full of hate, they reprobates. Truth he made us all, but us and you can't conflate. Both found in the ditch when the fool tries to lead the blind. To be upright man, perfect the laws and be divine. Take me through that fire, a new mind to be refined. Even if at night the light hit gold, we still gon' shine. We still gon', yeah. You got that title, that don't make you a good leader. You think your followers be gassing you, that's ether. He's pimping past the McIntyre congregation's Reba. Yeah, I see it. The wicked prosper, don't get caught up with the allure. A constant thought is when our nation gon' get restored. Search for the answers, keep the laws at the end, endure. Yeah, endure. All the advice is in the book that the fool won't visit. In wisdom show herself, the few and the most won't get it. A wise man said, is this for sure or are you committed? Yeah, I'm in this. I'm putting bricks in for myself, you make your decision. The map is laid, I took the step, you trust your improvisions. A mustard seed of faith, now watch it grow up through the ceiling. And the Most High, he order all the steps I take. Time may get weary, but I gotta keep the pace. The clock is ticking, day of the Lord ain't gon' wait. I will walk the water for your grace. Grace. I will walk the water for your grace.
Welcome to the Truth of Yah. The Truth of Yah's board game's mission is to humble the world in the truth of Yah. The Truth of Yah's board game's vision is to build up the poor man and woman in spirit. Many people are deceived by lies, deceit, fraud, pride, forward mouth, arrogance, and evil ways. The poor in spirit are attacked daily. The vision to build up the spirit is to cause people only to walk in the ways of Yahweh, just as his son Yahweh Shai and the prophets did, by not just speaking the word, but by putting every word Yahweh spoke into action.
We're the Sons of Thunder Israelites, and it's our heart's prayer and desire that you all get the Truth of Yah game.
Use our discount code SOT for additional savings.
Shalom.
All right, man, let's play, man. Let's get it going, man.
Shalom, I'm Sister Mayan, a student ambassador for the Spiritual Midwifery program. Spiritual midwifery has changed my perspective in a positive way when it comes to birth work. It has made me confident that I'm taking on the role that the Most High has chosen me for. I feel as though it has provided me with the right tools to better serve my current clients as a doula and future clients as a midwife. What makes spiritual midwifery stand out more than other trainings and programs is that it's much much more personable. Just being able to learn with and learn from sisters that are like-minded brings out a level of closeness and spirituality that could not be achieved by anything not ordained by the Most High. I can definitely feel his presence every time class meets. I would definitely recommend the program to other Hebrew women pursuing midwifery. It's such a joy to learn from another Hebrew sister and also have a community of sisters to learn with that face the same daily struggles that we face in life.
Shalom, 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 family. First and foremost, I have to give all praises, all glory, and all honor unto the Most High God, Yahweh. Of course, I do so in the name of his only begotten Son, Yahushai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. It's your brother Ariala of Sakari, and I am excited to present to you, the nation of Israel, the official Hebrew Israelite Bible. Now, this has been the culmination of 4 long years of hard work, and it is available for purchase at HIBofficialzion.com. Get yours today.
Welcome to Pillars of Rest, where you can find special material for our sisters, by our sisters. This is a Sons of Thunder exclusive platform focused on building, encouraging, uplifting, and engaging with the daughters of Zion. Here you'll find personalized and interactive content geared towards showing what it truly means to be a pillar of rest. Interviews, scripture breakdowns, tips on motherhood, marriage, and testimonials are just the beginning of the many things to learn from and enjoy in this program.
Shalom, shalom.
Shalom, shalom. Shalom, Israel. Yahweh Shalom, Shabbat. Back here again with another Bar4Bar on another beautiful, beautiful Shabbat. So, man, welcome, man. Join on in, y'all. I'm trying to turn up my volume. Can y'all hear me?
Good.
Con. So, first off, welcome to all our members. We ain't gonna go through all the members. You know who you are. You know that we love you. So first off, I am your host, Captain Aharon Iwalam, joined by my wonderful soldiers. You know, the regulars. Go ahead and introduce yourself, brothers.
Soldier Nakawasha.
Peace, family. Soldier Asher Allah.
Boom. Okay. We know we got our good brother, Captain Yaikwab. He's not on the scene today. However, he is here with us in spirit, man. It's a good brother. So today, really what we want to do is talk about the conversation that's happening about our people and as it relates to a specific community that I guess Rabbi Barclay is a part of, Rabbi Shmuley is a part of. And so we really wanted to sit down and take a look at some of the conversations that's being had with Candace Owens. Let's look at the things that are being said, because there are a lot of things that, you know, you will dismiss it off as hearsay, or people are, you know, they're always talking about racism and stuff like that, and miss true points that's being made, miss the rhetoric that's being spewed forth, and potentially lead into what's considered common knowledge about our people. So it's very important to be abreast of what's going on, right? So, like I said, today we're just going to take a high level look at some of the interviews. We can't get too detailed because, you know, Amalek, Esau, they like to strike us down for some of the stuff. It's a very, very touchy topic. So, like I said, we're gonna touch on some of the stuff high level. Hopefully, we pray that the message is given because some of the stuff we can't get in all the details to, but we'll be all right. Okay. So first things first, I guess we will start with the interview at with Barclay. Next, so I guess I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen. I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen. It should come up now. It should come up now.
Con, while you pulling that up, if you have not seen this interview, please take the time. Click on the interview. It's not that long, but definitely it is a great interview, and it's a lot to learn from also. And I mean, facts. The sister stood on her business.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely. And you know, it's a lot of people have strong feelings about Candace Owens, whether they like her or dislike her, because she says a lot of things that some people think are uncomfortable. She's harshly has critiqued the Black community here in America, some of the things that we do, and a lot of people dislike that. But whether we're not here to agree or disagree with Candace Owens, this is not the video to kind of dissect what she has said in the past. However, we are just going to look at this specific conversation that she's had with this guy, and we're going to dive into what she said in the Breakfast Club, okay? Because, man, there's some heavy topics that we need to tackle, and they are easy, but if you aren't familiar with some of your history, if you aren't aware of with some of the tactics that you get from specific communities, you'll get caught up feeling guilty or feeling bad for telling the truth, you know. And we're not going for any of that, okay? So first thing first, how they start the interview is defining anti-Semitism, okay? And I want to now. This is going to go crazy, but I think in order to determine what anti-Semitism is, we have to first find out who are the Semites, okay? And according to my Jewish learning, we know that the Semites come from Shem. Can you see my screen?
Con, I don't want.
All right. Do I need to open it up a little bit?
Con, just enlarge it slightly if you can. Yeah, that's probably good.
All right.
Con, I don't.
Can you see? Oh, damn.
I also got it pulled up. I got the same article pulled up as well. I don't know.
Okay, yeah, I just want to show this real quick. But according to my Jewish learning, it says the name Semite comes from Shem, who is the eldest of the three sons of Noah. So they understand it is common knowledge, and it is not crazy to say that anybody who derived from Shem is a Semite. But of course, the people in that particular community, in the small hat community, they've taken it over. They've taken that. They have a monopoly on Semite, apparently, to where they are the only ones that can claim that. And they've used the term anti-Semite to mean specifically going against them, which makes no sense, right? And we want to show that we also do come from Shem. Okay, so really quickly, I'll stop sharing this right here. All right. Really quickly, can a brother get me the book of Genesis, chapter 10, and we'll start at 21.
Another one. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 10, beginning at verse 21. And it reads, Unto Shem also, the father of all the children of Eber, the brother of Japheth, the elder, even to him were children born.
Now, so you know, hey, guess what? Where does the term Hebrew come from? Somebody in the chat tell me where does Hebrew come from? The name Hebrew. To call yourself a Hebrew. Let's hear. Somebody in the chat real quick. All right. Now keep going to 22.
The children of Shem, Elam, and Ashur, Arphaxad, and Lud, and Aram.
In Aram, right? So it's going to explain. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I'm seeing it come in now. Eber, which is the son of Shem. So listen, guess what? Are the people that all the people that derive from him Hebrews? Absolutely. Are Edomites Hebrews? Absolutely. Are Ishmaelites Hebrews? Absolutely. Elamites? Absolutely. But they are not Hebrew Israelites.
That's right.
But all of these people technically are Shemites or Semites. So to say I'm anti-Semite, I need to be anti-everybody on this list. Or can somebody from that list be anti-Semite, although they have nothing to do with a Jew, with a small hat person? But let's just say if I spew a rhetoric that is anti-Ishmaelite or anti-Arab, am I now being anti-Semitic? Technically, the answer should be yes. Are the small hat community is their oppression of the Arab community over there anti-Semitic? Technically, yes. However, they have hijacked that term, just like they have hijacked our identity and hijacked anything that they can do to give themselves more political power, more power socioeconomically, and play the victim. All right. We're not going for that. And see, and it's easy to get caught up. It's easy to get caught up in the emotional aspect of it. It's easy for people to guilt trip you. If you don't know your history, if you don't know who you are, you could actually honestly think that, you know what, they should have the right to call themselves the only Israelites or the only Semites or have their land. It's easy to get caught up in that way. So what we want to do is dispel that and kind of give you some little bit of weaponry in your repertoire when you battling that. All right. So go down to verse 31. Bar4Bar.
Kind of the one. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 10, now at verse 31.
Mm-hmm.
And their dwelling was from Misha, as thou goest unto Sephar, a mount of the east. These are the sons of Shem, after their families, after their tongues, in their lands, after their nations. These are the families of the sons of Noah, after their generations, in their nations. And by these were the nations divided in the earth after the flood.
So you see right there. So really, this chapter is going into how the descendants of Noah were split up. And you see, Shem had a whole line of people under him. He had nations after him with different tongues, different languages, and different dialects. It is not one particular group of people who now get to be called the Semites, right? So is really what they're doing. I'll start this. Start in Micah chapter 2 and verse 1.
It's the book of Micah, chapter 2, starting at verse 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds.
Okay, because one of the things that we're gonna get into it because like I said, we don't want to play too much of this clip.
Right.
We'd like to explain it and just keep listen. You can watch the clip; it's available on YouTube, but we don't want them to try to do something wickedly towards us, take down the video to give us a strike. Okay, but I tell you, because what they're going to get into is he's going to say that anti-Semitism, it mutates. And whatever they feel like being anti-Semitic, or whatever they feel like is anti-Semitic, that's what it is. However, with us, they can oppress us. They could call us all type of names. They could fund the slave trade. They could do and we're going to get into it, but dozens and dozens of wicked acts towards us in which we aren't supposed to say anything. If we get taught, if we speak about it, we're taught to forget it. We're taught to, hey, it's 2024, my brother. It's a new fight. It's a new struggle. However, with them, they are able to say it mutates. Today, it manifests like this, and tomorrow is going to manifest in that way. And that's wicked, right? Keep going.
God, when the morning is light they practice it because it is in the power of their hand.
Think about this. The small hat community is one of the most powerful economically and socially, one of the most, if not the most powerful group of people on this earth. They have the power in their hand to oppress a man. They have the power in their hand to actually enforce their wickedness that they want to do, right? Well, pretty sure the scriptures say that the curse against the Israelites is there would be no might in our hand.
Mm-hmm.
So how are they then have the power to get policies approved? How do they have the power to fund a slave trade? How do they then have the power to force you to have a British mandate in 1948 giving them a piece of land? You understand? That don't line up with the scriptures. Keep going, verse 2.
And they covet fields.
And they what?
And they covet fields.
And they jealously desire this field. Now think about it. I can think of a field that the people of Amalek have coveted.
Mm-hmm.
Can you?
God.
Somebody in the chat, give me one specific land that the people of Amalek have coveted. And do what? Yeah, finish that out while they answer this.
And take them by violence in houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage.
Even a man and his heritage. Think about this. Who has the power to cover the field, see a field, say I want to take it, oppress a man and his heritage, tell him he's no longer native to that land, or he's no longer the people of that land? I'm the actual descendant of, we're saying Israel. Perfect. Okay. So let's just follow their logic.
Salaki.
What nation? Go ahead.
Salaki, precept by the one.
Go ahead.
Could a brother give me Psalm 49 and 11?
Okay.
All right.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 49, starting at verse 11.
Mm-hmm.
Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations.
Read.
They call their lands after their own names.
So to let me back off of the point I was making, they take a land, they rob, they steal, they murder the people, they change the names, and they steal their culture, and they remix it. So that's my point. I yield out on.
No, that is actually a perfect point. Because we're gonna get into that too. Because one of the things that this person said was that what happened on the day of October the 7th over there was the worst massacre in the history of the earth. And that's not true.
That's right.
We're gonna get into that. We're gonna prove that that's not true. That's not true at all. All right. So think about this. Let's go back to Micah.
Let me continue in verse 3.
It's
the book of Micah, chapter 2, continuing in verse 3.
Yeah.
Therefore, thus saith the Lord, behold, against this family do I devise an evil, from which ye shall not remove your necks.
Boom. So stop right there. Stop right there, because we're gonna get the rest of this in a minute, right? But think about it. There's a certain people who has the ability to see a land, take it, remove the people, and steal their heritage. We got to put this on trial. We got to put this on trial, because who are those people? One brother give me Revelation 2 and 9, and another one give me Ezekiel 36 and 5.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 2, beginning at verse number 9. It reads, I know thy works and tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich. Right. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan.
So think about this. Now, we don't have to get into the details. I know brothers say, well, that's technically this or that, or I agree. Well, I say that it's this person and it's whatever. The point is, It's a thing that people are claiming to be the Israelites that are not. Because we know all throughout the scriptures that it was prophesied that the Israelites will lose their inheritance and will lose their land.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
And that there will be people claiming to be Israelites but are not. And matter of fact, let's see who the scriptures say would be in the land oppressing our heritage and claiming to be Jews and are not. Let's see that. Give me that in Ezekiel.
It's the book of Ezekiel, chapter 36, verse 5.
Yeah.
Therefore, thus saith the Lord God, surely in the fire of my jealousy have I spoken against the residue of the heathen.
Yep.
And against all Idumea.
And against what?
Against all Idumea.
Idumea are the children of Esau.
That's right.
Genesis 36 and Maccabees. It explains Idumea are the children of Esau. Let's just see what the scripture says the Edomites will be doing.
Which have appointed my land into their possession.
What?
Which have appointed my land into their possession.
So you telling me that the people who oppress a man in his heritage and who have the power to enact it are the Edomites who have taken our land and put it into their possession?
Mm-hmm.
Under the British Mandate in 1948, what Edomites got kicked out for them to come back there? Or no, yep, I see. Yep, we're gonna get that in Luke 21 right after this, right? But think about this, because don't try to get silly and say, well, this has already happened. This was already taking place, right? Because matter of fact, go to verse 24.
It's the book of Ezekiel, chapter 36, and verse 24. For I will take you from among the heathen and gather you out of all countries, and will bring you into your own land.
So you see, obviously, has that happened? Of course not. This is talking about future tense. We're going to read 24, 25, and 26 to prove that this chapter is talking of, this is eschatological, meaning in the last days. This is not something that's already passed, right? So you can keep going.
Okay. Verse 25. Then I will sprinkle clean water upon you, and ye shall be clean.
Right.
From all your filthiness and from all your idols will I cleanse you.
So we know this is that living water that Yahushua gave, right? Give me that in John chapter 4.
That's 7:38.
Huh?
7:38. Is that what you want? So
I was trying to get the account, but that one might be better. I was trying to get the account of him.
4:14.
Okay, Salaki.
Yep. Give me that. In 4:14.
14.
Yep, 14.
This is the book of John, chapter 4, beginning at verse 14. But whosoever drinketh of the water that I shall give him shall never thirst.
Mm-hmm.
But the water that I shall give him shall be in him a well of water springing up into everlasting life.
Mm-hmm.
Into everlasting life by Shema Mashiach Yahushua. This, now we can go back to Ezekiel. This is that clean water that's going to be sprinkled upon us. It's through Yahushua. Right? Give me that. Go back to Ezekiel.
It's the book of Ezekiel, chapter 36, continuing in verse 26. A new heart also will I give you.
A what?
A new heart also will I give you.
What does this sound like? This sound like Jeremiah, that new covenant with the house of Israel, right? So we know that this right here is in the future. It's not past tense. Ezekiel, when the Edomites will be in the land of Israel, occupying it for their own possession. They're there today. Because mind you, the whole purpose of what we're doing right here is saying who are the Semites. So therefore, who could be anti-Semitic?
That's right.
Because I say that it's anti-Semitic to say that we're not the Israelites. If we're gonna say that anti-Semitic is specifically for the children of Israel, then it's got to be on us.
Cool.
All right, keep going.
and a new spirit will I put within you. And I will take away the stony heart out of your flesh, and I will give you a heart of flesh.
Boom. Right. Yep. Verse 27.
Okay. And I will put my spirit within you and cause you to walk in my statutes, and ye shall keep my judgments and do them.
Right. Matter of fact, let's read 28. So as you see, this is talking about getting Yahushua, getting the Holy Spirit, being returned into the land and never leaving there. This is what's happening after the children of Esau are kicked out of the land.
Mm-hmm.
This has not happened yet. Keep going.
God. And ye shall dwell in the land that I gave to your fathers, and ye shall be my people, and I will be your God.
Boom. So you see right there now, and you're going to be in that land forever. There is no fighting between you and who you think deserves to be there. There is no fighting between you and the so-called Palestinians during that time, because the Lord did not put those people over there.
That's right.
Put Edomites over there. This is a different type of Edomite. You understand? So you get the point. You get the point. Now we can get into these articles, but I just wanted to set a premise because how they start, or who are the Semites, or what does it mean to be anti-Semitic? And unless you understand who they are, man, let's get that. Luke 21, look 21, 24. Then we can go over. No, but unless you understand who they are, you can get caught up in a twist from the very onset of this conversation. And he knows that, which is why he tried to start with, hey, you know what, let's define this first.
That's right.
Because then we could set a foundation of BS.
Another one. This is the book of Luke, chapter 21, beginning at verse 24. And they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and shall be led away captive into all nations. And Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles until the time of the Gentiles be fulfilled.
Okay. Did the people that went to Israel in the time of 1948, were they slaves in all the places that they returned from? Were they slaves in Poland? Slaves in Russia? Slaves anywhere else? Like that? I mean, yeah, there's some specific cases, but by and large, as a nation, no. But I do know of a people that we descend from that were sent slavery everywhere else. And by the way, while they're in slavery, their land is being trodden down by the Gentiles. Because you can't have it both ways. You can't say, hey, we're here, by the way, but we're in slavery over here, which is what they're saying. The logic does not make sense, right? So we know that the land of Israel is going to be trodden down by Gentiles until it's time for us to return, which is also is a reiteration of the prophecy given to us in Ezekiel. Matter of fact, give me that in Sirach chapter 42, 19.
You said 42 and 19?
Yeah, I'm the other one.
Go ahead.
It's the book of Sirach, Ecclesiasticus chapter 42 and verse 19. He declareth the things that are past,
right,
and for to come, and revealeth the steps of hidden things.
This Bible's so cold. That's why it's undefeated. See, which is why you can go to this Bible and cut through this BS. You can go to this Bible and actually get a foundation of true knowledge, because it's telling you already what happened before and what's going to happen and what's going to happen in the future. It's giving you the prophecy in a play-by-play so that way you cannot be deceived. You see, because you can't be ignorant of Satan's devices. Because there's an absolute device used against you to make you think that they are you and to guilt trip you for critiquing other people who are stealing from you.
Salakia.
Go ahead.
Even in, I looked at in the chat, you had Soldier James said that this was gentrification on a global scale. But in all actuality, man, this is genocide on a mental scale. So you have the destroying of a people because you rob them of their heritage. You rob them of their land. You rob them of their culture because you coveted what the actual Jews or the actual Israelites had. That's genocide. That's a mental genocide. So you see now coming out even in today's time, you have Vladimir Putin pushing out that who though the characters of the Bible were actually black.
That's right.
And yet, because of this mental genocide, you still have our own people fighting against us today. Still won't come on this side after we've been saying this for years. Still fighting, still in that mental genocide, man. I yield with that.
Yep. So all right. So look, we're gonna go ahead. Asher, did you want to bring something up real quick before I get into the article? All right, cool. So we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna start this article, y'all. One second. All right. Can you see?
All
right, look, fair use. This is our thoughts and comments on this content, y'all. This is our thoughts and comments on what we're seeing right here.
Could you provide for us a definition of anti-Semitism?
Absolutely. I really appreciate that because I think that is great. If we're not speaking the same language, where can we go, right? So there's a man, must have been a man named Lord Jonathan Sachs, he's the chief rabbi.
And Salakia, can y'all see what is this? What is the title of the book right next to him that he's chosen to put right by him? Can you see that?
I can't read it.
It says "Becoming a Jew." Look.
God.
It says becoming a Jew, which means that you, and the scripture don't say that. What scripture is that says you can just do that? No. You're born Israelites. And really, Jew, the term derives from the tribe of Judah, or the three tribes comprised of the kingdom of Judah.
Right. That's right.
Either way, let's go.
Anti-Semitism. That anti-Semitism is Jews have no right to exist collectively as Jews with the same rights.
So, it was breaking up a little bit. Can you hear me?
Count out one.
All right. So let's just say that right there. So it says that, well, technically, he says it means that Jews have no right to exist collectively as other people. Well, think about it. What happens when you put black and brown people on gang injunction? What happens when you tell black and brown people, hey, you know what? Y'all cannot assemble in groups of more than 4 at school? What happens when you tell people, hey, guess what? You cannot wear your natural hair. Your natural hair is unprofessional. Your name is unprofessional. What happens when you tell people that, hey, yeah, I know your name is ethnic, but can we just shorten it and give you a nickname? That's anti-Semitism by your own definition. Right? They got they over here, a small heck. I'm sure it exists in every state. Because I know where it's in Georgia, and I know it's all over in LA, in which they got their own communities in which they police, and after a certain time, it's almost like, what are you doing over here? They are free to openly express themselves in every way, shape, or form. And no, they are not trying to cater to anyone outside of their of their culture or ethnic group. And if you come over there, you are able to partake in what they have to offer, spend your dollars with them, and then go home. We can't even do that in our own communities. It's taboo for us to even exist and set up businesses in our own communities.
Mm-hmm.
The other nations, they come in our communities and they set up businesses. But they redline us and they won't give us the ability to even circulate our dollars, in which it should be a right for every ethnic group, right? So technically, by your definition, that will be anti-Semitism, because that is a privilege that we are not awarded, but yet you are. Right?
Just kind of weird statements. Let's just back to understand the history of anti-Semitism. 2,000 years ago, Jews don't accept Jesus as Messiah. For people who do not have faith, as the early Christians, as some of them have faith, some of them accept Jesus, but they don't really in their heart. You know, I both know people like Robbie Boyd who accepts it fully in their heart. Other people who are doing it without faith. And they're those who have less faith. The fact that a Jew exists, let alone thrives, is a threat to faith, because how can the Jew not accept Jesus as God and still thrive?
So this man said that that's where anti-Semitism started from, was because, hey, you know what? They did not accept Christ. And how could these Christians, and the Christians hated them because they didn't accept Christ, but yet they were still here and they were looking for salvation. I submit to you that's a lie. I submit, give me 2 Maccabees 6:6. Before Yahushua was even born, we couldn't even call ourselves Israelites.
That's right.
Why? Because of oppression from other Edomites that took our land. This is when they literally took our land.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm pretty sure what's the book after Acts? What is it called?
Romans.
God, Romans.
Why is Paul calling them Romans? Because they there. That's who. Oh God, I'm sharing like that. That's who's there.
That's right.
Yeah, it's a tricky one, because I'm trying to mind my words carefully, y'all. Not saying what I don't want to get a strike. I know I'm be getting a call if this gets taken down. I don't want that. All right. So I'll go.
Unless he's associated with it. So you start having these myths that are created of the Jew being identified with the opposite of God.
Wait, yeah, give me that. 2 Maccabees 6:6.
Count out one. This is the book of 2 Maccabees, chapter 6, beginning at verse 6. Neither was it lawful for a man to keep Sabbath days or ancient feasts, or to profess himself at all to be a Jew.
You see? Now, mind you, this is before Yahushua was on the scene. We was getting oppressed by the Edomites for our culture, for just existing. We did not have the right to exist like every other nation. You see? You see how when you understand a little bit of history in this Bible a little bit, you can see this man's own words cut you. And what they doing, they're banking on us being ignorant so they can get away with this. Matter of fact, give me that. Psalm 73:8. No, I'll get that later. Go ahead. I'll start this.
This really codifies 1144 Norwich, England, what's called the bloodline. This is really important to understand, especially today in 2024. In 1144, a young boy and a local priest said that's because the Jews need to make their matzah with Christian blood. It's called the bloodline. Explain the problems of other people on the Jew. It's just so you know that's.
So, Nakawash, I know you got some work for this man on this damn blood Bible.
So
I know you got some work for him.
I tried to post a link in the chat, but it won't let me post it. But you can go to just his statement of when anti-Semitism started, and he's quoting the blood libel, which in the article it says the first known case of the blood libel was in 1144 when a 12-year-old boy, William, was found murdered in Norwich. And this is the key. His death was unexplained, and there was no evidence linking Jews to this. However, 4 years later, the monk Thomas Monmouth visited Norwich, which he soon claimed that the Jews of the town had tortured and killed William. So what he's saying is that this is where anti-Semitism was starting in the mid-century, which we know the actual article that he's talking about, it tells you the Jews had nothing to do with it. So how can you then take and pull that situation to yourself and say, oh, this is anti-Semitism? So he's cutting himself on his own article.
Correct.
And then he even goes into Lord Jonathan Sacks, which is one of the Small Hat's former chief rabbis. Now, if you fact check what he's actually saying, him and Lord Sacks, they clash. They fighting each other because Lord Sacks is not saying what he's saying. Now, this is a quote strictly from an interview where he got the mutation definition of anti-Semitism. This is Lord Sacks' actual quote. He says, anti-Semitism is always a new form. Salakia, anti-Semitism is always in a new form, and it can only survive as a virus survives by mutating. So he goes on in the interview, and you can find this on the BBC's website. He says that the Middle Ages, the Jews were hated for religion, which is the start of anti-Semitism, which Adawan just proves you is not the start of anti-Semitism. Then he says the next mutation was in the 19th and 20th century. Why? Because it was now illegal to hate a person for their religion. So in the 19th and 20th century, anti-Semitism mutated from the hate of religion to now the hate of a race. So he goes on to say that it mutated from that. This is the third mutation. It mutated from the 19th and 20th century. Why? Because hating a person because of their race was now outlawed. To today, anti-Semitism, his exact quote, today is the hatred for their nation state. So he's basically saying that anti-Semitism is anti-Zionist, which Rabbi Barclay refused to answer the sister's question when she asked if a person hates a Zionist, if a Jew hates a Zionist, is he anti-Semitic? And he refused to answer that question. Why? Because he knew that what he was quoting was a direct contradiction of what he's actually saying.
That's right. Yeah.
I yield with
that. Man, and it's crazy. Great. Man, and listen, I'm gonna tell you, look, it's so much meat on the bone, y'all, in this interview. And so I'm telling you, there's an interview, another interview that we're gonna get into, but it's so much meat on the bone. I mean, for time's sake, we can't even get all into it, and for channel's sake, we can't even get all into it. But trust me, dive into this. All right, man. All right. So,
Salakia, And the interview was, I mean, as you said, it was a great interview. And you see the sister, she kept her composure. Now, I mean, she could have held him in the vice grips when she asked him that question, but because she wanted to proceed in her interview and didn't want to get stuck on that one topic, she let the vice grips loose. Yeah. But she could have held him right there and cut his whole argument. But what he thought he was walking into, just a young black sister that was just going to fold because he got in his feelings, saying, "Oh, you don't understand the words that you're saying. They hurt so many people." That's man. He pulled the male Karen out that small hat.
That's right.
That's right.
He pulled it out that small hat, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the arrogance of that devil. See, that's what it really was. That's what pissed me off the most. He's so arrogant. He's so arrogant, you know. And I mean, now mind you, now it don't matter what you think about Candace. It doesn't matter how you feel about what things she said in the past, how you feel about her political positions. Let's just look at this interview right here, right now. She was slam dunking on this man. But see, the beautiful thing, I think instead of combating his points, I think all she did was just show how unreasonable the things that he's saying is, how foolish the things that he's saying are, and how he would literally report something as the exact opposite of what's happening. You know, and then he says, "Okay, well, fine. Well, I won't say that. I'll take that back." But brother, it's already in the article. It's already been written and read by millions of people. I'm now giving you an opportunity to clarify, but you don't want to do that. But no, these damn devils, they're prideful, y'all. Mm-hmm. All right, real quick. I'm gonna go back. I want to present. I gotta get a new computer because. All right. Can y'all see?
Still coming up, I don't want.
There it is.
All right. Fair use. Okay. Our thoughts and comments.
It's so ridiculous, not only on its face, but we're forbidden from even having meat that has any blood in it. This is a Torah law. You can't have. That's why we can't have seed. Okay. So this gets protected. Combination with a 4th century, what's called the Vulgate.
I'm sorry, you say 1140 this happened?
1144 in Norwich, England. Okay. This is after in the 4th century, you have something called the Vulgate. The Vulgate is the official translation of the Bible. In Hebrew, there are no vowels. And the person who translates the Vulgate knows what he's doing is translating wrong. He puts down that when Moses comes down from Mount Sinai, he has horns. Karen, but actually,
I'm trying to skip to the portion when he says October 7th.
Gently here. For me personally, if I thought that racism could just be an ever-shifting definition based on the experience of Black people, it would be a remarkable power, and I would be able.
I'm sorry.
Just say off the bat, I do not accept that definition. Can just mutate. That is something that I could debate that on, like the definition of a woman. I mean, and I'm saying not just about Jewish people. I think that we have to have a concrete definition to work with, because then you can just update and say, actually, I changed that, and now this is what constitutes anti-Semitism.
But Candace, that is the horror of anti-Semitism. So
you hear that? Now, see, because like I said, I don't want to get too deep, but what this man is saying is that, hey, anti-Semitism, although it was defined this way, although it was defined originally as not allowing Jewish people to exist, like other people, it just mutates to whatever he wants. Mm-hmm. You know what? You don't give me my money, or you don't let me take advantage of you, it's anti-Semitic.
That's right.
Hey, you know what? I don't like what you've said. You critique me personally, you give me a personal attack, you're anti-Semitic. And it just mutates. And just like Candace said, you can't say, oh, well, racism mutates or any definition mutates. It is what it is. And see, they slick. They oil slick. Give me that. Psalms 55:21.
Con, you got it.
The book of Psalms, chapter 55 and verse 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter.
Well, what?
The words of his mouth were smoother than butter.
They so smooth because it'll have you feeling bad for them doing you wrong. It'll have you feeling bad for not wanting to be taken advantage of. Or not just believing you because you say it's wrong, or just because you say you're these people, or because you say it's anti-Semitic. Because one of the points that he's going to say is, you can't tell me what's anti-Semitic. I can't tell a black person what's racism towards it. Like, brother, that's stupid. That's stupid. I can tell you what's anti-Semitic because first off, we all Semitic, technically. That's right. Meaning everyone in this conversation, technically. I'm trying to get to the point to I'm trying to find a point to where he says that the attack on October the 7th was the worst act in human history. Was the single event worst act in human history, worst day.
What you're saying to me is that anti-Semitism is this and does not change. What I am saying to you is that the entire world and scholars about anti-Semitism recognize that it is a unique hate. That if you define it as that Jews should not be able to exist collectively, okay, as a collective, they shouldn't have that right. That changes from the Middle Ages with religion, 8th through 20th centuries about race, and then after Israel was created, it hates the big of the nation.
So how can they say that? Because think about it. Our people, we were not allowed to exist in a group as a collective nation, whether it's the Native Americans who were not allowed to come together and go through their little rituals or go through any of the things that were culturally significant to them, even while being oppressed by Esau. Esau put them in the camp, but still not allow them to hold to anything that had to do with their culture prior to Esau coming. He killed them, send their kids to American schools to learn English and learn and be American. Mm-hmm. And then if they went outside of that, they would oppress them. Still to this day, we can't express ourselves and have our hair or have our natural garb or a symbol and want to be like a black power structure or a Latin power structure. Don't let the black and brown get together, because then what they gonna do? They're gonna have a COINTELPRO. What they gonna do? They're gonna give you crack in your communities. What they're gonna do? They're gonna drop off guns in your communities. That's right. They're gonna bomb on American soil just because they don't want you to assemble. They're gonna bomb your churches. They're gonna give smallpox and disease-infested blankets to dozens of millions of people to decimate them.
Salakia.
Go ahead.
Also, I don't want to add on to your point. They begin to infiltrate our communities and organizations which have been prosperous to our people, sometimes with our own people. They infiltrate them with someone who looks like us, talks like us, dressed like us, but they have the agenda of their handler, which will be, Amalek and these other nations. Are you?
No, absolutely, man. Yeah. Cause see, I want to we're gonna get Psalm 73, but I'm trying to decide do I want to do it now or later, because I don't want to read it 4 times, but you need to 4 times for this guy.
Salaki, I don't want. The sister posted in the chat that timestamp might be at 1 hour and 14 minutes. What you looking for?
Yep, because it's right here, uniquely evil. Go out, sister. Yeah.
serpent is. How does a serpent talk? What, and not only that, but why is the serpent's punishment to crawl on its belly when that's what it does? If you don't
Look, even this ad, they hijacking ourselves lying about it.
That's ironic. Yeah, kind of. The water.
Machine that was made and cost Germany the war.
So you say October 7th?
Oh,
October 7th.
watch this.
On October 7th, it was, you don't know, you just the Holocaust. And October 7th, the Holocaust was a machine that was made and cost Germany the war.
So you say October 7th?
October 7th was a specific intention. Remember that the Holocaust, first attacks are war attacks. It's all about war effort on world domination. October 7th is about to torture and do such horrific things to civilians, to the weak, the innocent people. So I'm asking you a very simple question. I'm honestly, I think if you asked it, I'm ready to answer it. I think it was evil, and if you feel it's uniquely bombed a million Iraqi.
So what he's trying to say is that what happened in October 7th of last year by the attack on Israel by Hamas was uniquely evil and more like anything ever that has gone on in the history of the earth, right? And then what he's also trying to prove or to purport is that what October 7th, the evils that existed on October 7th were worse than that of the Holocaust because, hey, it was war and, hey, it happens, right? But we disagree. And so, of course, what we like to do is give articles. Man, I don't want this to be taken down. So we're not going to read that many. However, we can give you a couple sources to prove that that's just not true. All right. All right, I'm gonna pull up a couple. I'll do this one first. Can you see? Do I need to open it up?
Kind of want.
Can you see now?
A little bit more if you can.
Okay.
That's fine.
All right. So this comes from a book called American Holocaust by a man named Greg Stannard. Okay, and I'm just going to read this part right here. Now, mind you, this right here is on one island, the island of Hispaniola. Okay, this is not. We're going to go. I'm going to show a couple of resources to where you can see about other places. Right. We're just going to read this first part. Right. Just 21 years after Columbus's first landing in the Caribbean, the vastly populous island that the explorer had renamed Hispaniola, because why? They named lands after themselves.
That's right.
Right? And renamed Hispaniola was effectively desolate. Within 21 years, he wiped out the population. Nearly 8 million people, those Columbus chose to call Indians the byword, had been killed by violence, disease, and despair. You see, it took a little longer, about the span of a single human generation, but what happened on Hispaniola was the equivalent of more than 50 Hiroshimas. And Hispaniola was only the beginning. Hiroshima is the city, one of the cities that was bombed by the nuclear bomb in the U.S. that was bombed to Japan, and which they still get reparations to this day. To this day. You understand? So think about this. Within 21 years, let's just do the math here. Oh, this is messed up. All right. Let's just do the math. Because I can't do all my screens. Let's just do the math. Where's the calculator? Let's just do the math. All right. One of you brothers, can you pull up the calculator on your screen?
I have one pulled up. I don't want what you looking for.
That's 380,000.
Let's just do the math. So this other.
That's 380,000 people killed a year.
Oh, boom! Here, I can. I just wanted to show it on screen, but it's coming up right now. So think about this. Let's just do this. Let's just do the math. Let's do the math. In 21 years, we got 8 million, right? 8 million people were killed within 21 years. That's an average of 380,000 people killed a year, right?
That's right.
Divided by 365. That's an average of over 1,000 people killed a day. A day. For no other purpose. Was there war happening here? Or was it no other purpose to steal, rape, rob, kill, and destroy these people to steal their land?
That's right.
You telling me this ain't uniquely evil? And guess what? Like I said, Hispaniola was only the beginning. We're gonna continue to read here and give a couple other resources. The pace and magnitude of their obliteration varied from place to place from time to time. But for years now, historical demographers have been uncovering in region upon region post-Columbian depopulation rates between 90 and 98%. You understand? So that's what this is saying, that no matter where they go, the people that came with Columbus, or when the Europeans came over here, they killed 90 to 98% of the population, period. This is dozens of millions of people. But you're telling me what Hamas did over there is uniquely evil? Get out of here. Right? Now watch this. What this means is that on average, for every 20 natives alive at the moment of the European contact, when the lands of the Americans teemed with numerous of tens of millions of people, only one stood in their place when the bloodbath was over. They averaged almost 1,100 deaths a day, but that was uniquely evil? Get out of here. Don't tell me that. Even like this. Watch this. Look at this. We're going to get into this. This is the book, as you see, it's called Hitler's Black Victims by Clarence Lutain. What this is a whole book. It's showing, because you're going to see, they're going to talk about Hitler. He's going to get mad at her for even bringing up Hitler. But hey, do you talk about see, this is like 300 pages. Do you talk about Hitler's oppression of us? No, or no, because why? Because you took a monopoly on that too, the same way you took a monopoly on calling yourself anti-Semitic. Mm-hmm. But you're not talking about that to us. But hey, y'all, like I said, this is a great book. Go check it out. It's a good resource. Along with this American Holocaust bystander. This book right here will piss you off so bad, but it has so much raw, detailed history about what Esau did. So look, okay, watch this. I wasn't gonna put this here, but I will. To put this in contemporary context, the ratio of native survivorship in the Americas following the European contact was less than half of what the human survivorship ratio would be in the U.S. today if every single white person and every single black person died. Do you understand the scale of that? What, you gonna tell me what happened over there was uniquely evil? You crazy.
That's right.
See, man, look, I gotta every time I touch this book, I gotta stop myself from trying to read the whole thing. Okay, but I'm telling you, ton of history. You don't tell me that what happened was uniquely evil, devil. I'll say this. Oh no, all right, Salakia. All right, and so look at this one. This is another one. The history of ancient Mexico, from the foundation of that empire to its destruction by the Spaniards. This was written by Thomas Gordon, and it was published in 1832. It gives crazy crazy accounts. I won't go into it, but as you see here, it's talking about Acosta, Garcia, and Bernal Diaz, right? Which are famous devils. Like the same way you got Columbus, you got Cortez and Diaz, or Bernal Diaz, etc. Right? So that's another one. Here, I'm gonna show you. No, I don't need to say this. I already know it's up. Right? This right here is another one. If you haven't read this, please go read it. It's by Bartolome de las Casas. It's called A Short Account of the Destruction of the Indies. This was published in, I want to say 15. Ooh, I'll tell you right now. When it was originally published. Because the dude lived in the 1400s. All right. Oh man. But hey, you know, hit us up with, I can send it to you either way if you need this book. But what this book does, it goes through and it shows the entire Western Hemisphere where Esau came and destroyed, and it gives detailed account of how they uniquely destroyed those people all around the nation. But you're gonna tell me that what happened to you was uniquely evil and completely discount this? That's anti-Semitic.
God.
And then gonna try to guilt trip Candace for not agreeing that it was uniquely, that's anti-Semitic.
God.
This is an example. You see, and if you don't know, they'll put you in a twist and make you feel bad. Can you see this? Can y'all? All right. So this is another book that you can reference to see that is not uniquely evil. Another book right here. Oh, I'm trying to get it. Here. This is the name of it. A Survey of Spanish West Indies, being a journal of 3,300 miles of the continent of America, right? This was written in 1702. See, you got to go to the old books because they give the first-hand account of what was really going on. Because mind you, a lot of times these people, they kept journals and they wrote home because they didn't have text or internet, and they had nothing to do but write. And so they're telling you exactly what they did and not holding back because it wasn't taboo. They was bragging about what they used to do. You see, look. And to lay that the inhumane butchery which the Indians did for merely committing the sacrifice to their creatures to their wicked idols was a sufficient warrant for the Spaniards to divest them of their country. You see that? This is saying that because oh, this is so cold. Look at this. This is admitting that because of their religious practices, the Spaniards said, you know what, your country belongs to us, and they oppressed them and their country because of their sacrifices to wicked idols. Is that not what he's just claiming was the oppression of the Jews? That they could not have the freedom to express themselves religiously? Didn't they not just say that?
Come.
But how is what they going through unique? It's not. You get the point, right?
Precept.
There's another one, right? Go ahead.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 10, beginning at verse 7. Pride is hateful before God and man, and by both one commit iniquity. Because unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. Why is earth and ashes proud? There is not a more wicked thing than a covetous man. For such a one setteth his own soul to sale, because while he liveth, he casteth away his own bowels. So we see that, man, Idumea, man, they were covetous. This is why they kept murdering and slaughtering people before their land, because of their own pride. Covetousness is pride. So they did all of these wicked acts. Man, just to get the resources of the land, or just to wipe out the people, because they knew that these were the people of the land. These were the true Israelites. So to wipe them out, man, that's gain for them. And it's such a horrific act, man, because this is what's in them, and this is why we continue to teach that the scriptures teach us never trust thine enemy.
Right.
Never. So it's in them. It's, man, this mindset, this covetous way is in them from the beginning.
That's right.
Their hatred is in them. And this is why we teach, man. Hey, don't be so quick to rub shoulders with your enemy. Yeah, we got to deal with them. We got to work around them, but know how to do that. Because in the end, what's in their heart, eventually it's going to come out.
Right.
It's going to show. They're going to do whatever they can to pull you down, to exalt themselves. Why? Because they're covetous. They're prideful. And this is how all of these lands, all of these peoples were murdered because of their own pride of Esau.
Yep.
Man.
Yep. Man. It's crazy. It's hard to touch this topic and give all the details without getting a strike.
God.
But what I'm trying to show right here. Right here. Can you see? Can you see this?
Kind of.
All right. You see? Watch this. This is from an article, right?
What is that?
Can you see this picture? Can you make out what this is? All right. You see, this is thousands and thousands of buffalo skulls. A dead buffalo. Mind you, Europeans, not only did they oppress us, but when they got over here, they literally hired people to come and kill buffalo just to starve the people out. There was not war. They literally, the U.S. government literally gave medals to people who would kill as much as they can to starve us out. So how is what they're experiencing unique? I'll read this direct quote, and I have the resources for all of this, by the way. It says, environmental and technological factors were supplemented in the 1860s through 1870s by U.S. government policy of ridding the plains of both Indians and buffalo, dealing with the coup de grace to Indian cultures, right? In 1867, one member of the U.S. Army is said to have given orders to his troops: kill every buffalo you can. Every buffalo dead is an Indian gone. Because as you see, the curse right there, Deuteronomy 28 and 31, it says, thine ox shall be slain before thine eyes, and thou shalt not eat thereof. Thine ass shall be violently taken away from before thy face, and shall not be restored to thee. Thy sheep shall be given to thy enemies, and thou shalt have none to rescue them. Who else could this fit? Surely not the people, the small hats that are in the land of Israel right now.
That's right. That's right.
So you're going to tell me what they're doing is unique? Surely not, right? And mind you, this is in 1875. This is not that long ago. We're not talking hundreds of years. It's not 1144. This is 1875, right? In 1875, General Phil Sheridan, the military commander in the Southwest, urged that medals, like actually given by the government, with a dead buffalo on one side and a discouraged Indian on the other side, be created for anyone who killed buffalo. He allegedly said, let them kill, skin, and sell the buffalo till it's exterminated. It is the only way to bring a lasting peace and allow civilization to advance. You understand? So this right here is just an example of something that was done not for the purpose of war, just for the purpose to kill, destroy, steal, and maim.
Right.
Also, no one is talking about. Man, I got too much stuff I do want to bring up, boy. No one is talking about how the Jewish people, they literally funded the slave trade. They were active participants that funded, purported, and supported, and got rich on the slave trade. They're not talking about that, right? So is what they did to us anti-Semitic, or does it not count because it didn't happen to them? This right here is a great book, The Jews and the Slave Trade by Eli Faber. Another one is called The Secret Relationship Between the Blacks and the Jews, right? Another one is called The Synagogue of Satan by Hitchcock. I got a bunch more, but for the purpose of this, I think you get the point. Right? I'll stop sharing my screen real quick. Oh no, I'm gonna go back to here real quick.
Civilian, talking about just like if you're weighing at civilian costs. And again, I think how you said about when you read you watch the Passion of the Christ, and you have, your eyes and you watch, and I have my Christian eyes. Very difficult for me to say when the greatest Holocaust that ever happened was against Christians and what the Bolsheviks did to us, drowning us in barges. I cannot discount the things that have happened to Christians. We are actually the most persecuted religion in the world, and it's never described as uniquely evil. And so, what happened on October 7th is evil. Full stop. What has happened in the past to Christians, what is happening currently to Christians in Armenia, is evil. So if you're feeling that it's unique, it's probably, I want to recognize it, but I don't want to sit here and pretend that I minimize what I've been through. I mean, unique evils, slavery. I'm a black woman. I mean, there's tons of things that have happened.
Right.
I don't want to pretend that I think that what happens to Jews is somehow more evil or more unique than what happens to other people all around the world.
I'm going to ask you a specific, simpler question. Do you believe there is a qualitative difference between what was done on October 7th and the horrible tragedies that are going on in Gaza, with children being used as human shields and dying, with and being killed, with all of that? There are tragedies going on in Gaza. We both agree on. Do you believe that there is a radical difference between what happened October 7th and what is going on there, or do you believe that there is really not?
Because he's being delicate about it.
Mm-hmm.
But Esau, Amalek was over there tearing Ishmael up. Okay, Ishmael is being torn up over there by Amalek, and they're not talking about that. And what he's trying to get her to do is say, well, that's fine. What's happening to the Ishmaelites, because they deserve it, because they're evil. Their religion is evil. That's what he's trying to get them to do. Because the pride of this devil, he thinks he's better than you and everyone else.
That's right.
When we know we are.
That's right. That's right.
And so, man, like I said, I'm gonna jump off this specific interview. Please watch it. It's almost 2 hours long. It's gonna make you angry, but it's one of those things to where if you can, it should take you 2 days to go through this.
Okay.
Because every time you get a point, you need to stop, you need to research, you need to do the books, you need to get into this thing. Like, I don't want to say, hey, look, in class, we're going to talk about the thing.
That's right.
You may not be able to talk about the thing everywhere else, but listen, that don't mean you shouldn't know about the thing.
That's right.
Because these conversations are happening around you and with and without you. And the results of them are policies that get in place and infringed upon you.
That's right.
So this is why you need to be aware. This is why you need, man, yeah, give me that. Now we can do this. Psalm 73. Start at verse 1.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 73, beginning at verse 1. Truly, God is good to Israel, even to such as are of a clean heart. But as for me, my feet were almost gone. My steps had well nigh slipped. For I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity. I was envious at the foolish.
See, a lot of times, us we get envious at what Amalek is going through because or anybody, something happened to them, reparations. Something happened to them, never forget. We just read in Hispaniola alone that what happened to them in the 21-year span is equivalent to 50 Hiroshimas. And yet to this day, they still get recognized and get reparations, and it's still a very touchy subject.
That's right.
But you bring up what Columbus, they got Columbus Day.
Mm-hmm.
This place is called Columbia. But no one's talking about this because see, they speak wickedly concerning oppression. Go ahead, keep going. And no, and no way, and don't get caught. And it could be easy to get caught up. What about our struggle? How they get the ball like this? Why are they at the top and they do so wickedly? Keep going.
Another one. For I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. Mm-hmm. For there are no bands in their death, but their strength is firm.
They have the power to oppress a man in his heritage.
Mm-hmm.
How are they able to do this? This Israel homeborn slave? Why are servants on horses? You understand? Keep going.
Kind of one. They are not in trouble as other men. Neither are they plagued like other men.
How does this Israelite get so many privileges? You can't say anything about them. And they'll come down on you. How look, I tell you a privilege that Amalek holds. Go down any block in the hood and walk. Put a watch on, put your stuff on, and walk. See if you make it without getting robbed or get some type of flack or get some type of issue. You can't even walk in a project. Mm-hmm. Hey, where you from? Hey, homie, what you doing over here? Oh, y'all need all that. Let Amalek walk by. Excuse me. Yeah, watch out, man. Yo, watch out. Let him go. He got the privilege to walk in your hood that you can't even walk.
So lucky.
Go ahead.
Even Job expressed his man. He expressed his disappointment in the same. In Job 21, starting at verse 7, it says, "Wherefore do the wicked live, become old, yea, are mighty in power? Their seed is established in their sight with them, and their offspring before their eyes. Their houses are safe from fear, neither is the rod of God upon them." So, I mean, even in our natural life, man, you said you want to start a business, and I mean, you got a business plan that's on point. You presented to try to get government grants, and you denied. But yet, Moab and Ammon can come here, and money is just thrown at them. The small hats come here, and money is thrown at them. They got businesses. They got, I mean, anything is in our neighborhoods to make them rich. And yet we continue to struggle day in and day out, can't get the things that we need. Mm-hmm. While they continuously seem as though they're prospering, but they got an end coming.
That's right.
Facts. I mean, Job even felt the same way, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, cool. Go. Come on. Let's finish that.
Verse 6. Therefore, pride compasses them about as a chain.
You see the pride radiating off of this devil.
Right.
And Smoley. You see, man, they are so proud, man. Oh, why? Because you should see even when he didn't even allow Rabbi, quote unquote, Rabbi Shmuel to be critiqued. He didn't even like that. He said, "How dare you talk about her? I know his works and what he's done. You can't call her a hag."
That's right.
Yeah, he a rabbi. Man, matter of fact, give me that. In Matthew 23, and 7.
God, that was.
Start at 5. Because they so prideful. How dare you speak about him because of what he's done? Because he's top rabbi and basically he's smarter than you. And you're not qualified to critique him.
God, that man perpetuating pornography with his daughter.
Selling butt plugs. Oh, I'll chill out there. I didn't want to say it. He's selling freak off stuff with his daughter. What is this? I bet you they sell them on the Sabbath too. Anyway, keep going. Verse 5.
God, I don't want. It's the book of Matthew, chapter 23, starting at verse 5. But all their works they do to be seen of men. They make broad their phylacteries and enlarge the borders of their garments.
Because they're prideful. They want to be touted as the man. They want to be touted as the people, the top guy. They're way above reproach. You better not say anything about me or those things. Go ahead.
And love the uttermost rooms at feasts and the chief seats in the synagogues.
They got to be at the top. Guess what? We're going to read this through 9.
And greetings in the markets, and to be called of men, Rabbi, Rabbi.
They'd like to be called what?
Rabbi, Rabbi.
You see, because hey, I got that title. I'm Rabbi such and such. You need to let me get in how I do. You're not able to talk about me. You don't know my theology. You can't call me unholy rabbi. You can't do this. I'm pretty sure holy means to be set apart. And if you're engaging in the stuff that they're engaging in, there's nothing set apart about that. That's lasciviousness. The scripture told you in Leviticus 11:45 said, listen, y'all be holy because I'm holy. We don't get down like that. We do not partake in all the wickedness of the other nations. But they are. But it's okay because they rabbi, man, it's all pride for him. You see, when you go back in this interview and you're going to see the pride around defending Shmuley's status as rabbi. Keep going.
But be not ye called rabbi.
But what?
But be not ye called rabbi.
Oh. Wow. Okay. Oh, sorry. But be not called rabbi. Why? Because we're going to get that pride associated with it. But Yahweh still listen. Don't even trip on that title. Shun away from that title. But what they do, I'm rabbi. Brother. And so because of that, you cannot critique because you don't have the knowledge or the wisdom or the esteem to be able to critique me because they prideful devils. Keep going.
For one is your master, even Christ, and all ye are brethren. And call no man.
So no, but you see, hey, the master, the real rabbi is Yahweh Shai.
That's right.
Period. And yeah. Soldier Ecclesiastes, can you post that in the YouTube chat? The brother said he got a great article. He can say he got a great article. Can you post that in the YouTube chat, my brother? Hopefully we can pull that up. If not, we might have to catch on the next one for time's sake. But I definitely need that because we need to go ahead and build a database. Very similar. I do want to present. Well, now I'll put a link to this in the chat. This is a book called "Oh Say Can You See," right? It's written. Hold up. It's written. Y'all might know him as Zaquan, right? Which means elder, basically. But yeah, I'm pulling it up right now. But what it is going into little known accounts of terrorism on on Southern Kingdom here in America that no one's talking about, but it's an entire book showing the history of that. So you're going to tell me that something is uniquely evil? You watch your mouth, because right here, the link that I put is a whole book going into plenty of examples of wickedness that against our people that's not talked about. It's called "Oh Say Can You See." All right, I just posted the link in the chat. I've got the book. It's a great book. It's gonna make you mad, but you need to know it. All right. Boom, boom, boom. All right. Okay. So yeah, we can stop at that point. Now let's go back to Psalm 73. Let's finish that out.
Kind of the one. This is the book of Psalm 73, still at verse 6. Therefore, pride compasseth them about as a chain. Violence covereth them as a garment.
Violence covereth them as a, because not only are they violent, but they prideful about it. Absolutely, Ottawa. Shout out to Ottawa and Micaiah. Boom. You see, this is a good book, family. Get it. What I do, because see, I got these who am I reports. I get it to my nieces and nephews. This is a good book. You had them do a book report over the summer, over spring break. Had them go into this and know their history. So can nobody ever pull a fast one on them like that again. All right. Finish that out. Verse 7.
Kind of the one. Their eyes stand out with fatness.
Mm-hmm.
They have more than heart could wish.
Their heart could wish. If you've ever seen any wish-alike community, any small hat community, it doesn't take a genius to know that there's money over there. They get money over there. That's understand? Right. Their heart is full. Okay. And to think, and we know that doesn't exist in our community. Obviously there are plenty of communities of our people that are very affluent, doing very well, and all praise to the Lord for that. But by and large, those people are they're taken very well care of. They've got an economy. They got a military. They got the resources to, if you mess, you can't even talk about one of them. And they will bankrupt you. They got the power to bankrupt you. That was one of the threats that Shmuley gave to Candace Owens, that we should come together and bankrupt her. Who's got the power to do that? I can't even stop Sally Mae from calling me. You understand?
Yeah.
You understand? Keep going.
Kind of the one. They are corrupt and speak wickedly concerning oppression.
That is the point. They speaking wickedly concerning oppression. They're not acting like they the ones who oppress. They're not acting like they the ones who funded the slave trade. They forgetting all of this and acting like they are the most oppressed people. It's wicked to do that. Oh, it's uniquely evil because 1100, and that's terrible. That's terrible. The Lord is who's going to give the judgment. Men should not take it upon their hands to be doing the judgment, killing babies and all of that. I'm not saying we condone any of that. Cool. It's the Lord who's gonna the vengeance belongs to the Father alone, and I'll stop right there. But they are so wicked concerning oppression. You see this devil. You see when Candace say, "I'm sorry, but as a black woman, I can't do this," and as a person who identifies as Christian, I cannot accept that what you're going. And he's condemning her for speaking up about the oppression, reminding him about the oppression that's happened to other people. Mm-hmm. And he's got to try to repackage it and try to force her to say, no, yours is the worst. Why? Because he thinks he's better than you. He put the lives of his people over the lives of anybody else. because they speak wickedly concerning oppression. Let's finish that up.
Con, they speak loftily.
Loftily. What does it mean to speak loftily? Somebody in the chat. I'll give you a hint. It's related to his damn pride. You pulling it up?
It's lucky. I'll pull one up. Definition if you want me to. You want to wait for the chat? I don't want.
No, go ahead. They're coming in. Keep going. Read it out.
This is the book of lawfully. It's just a Google search. It's my definition. It reads, in a way that shows a belief that you are worth more than other people.
Boom. You see, he's speaking as if. Oh, the scripture. Hey, if this ain't the interview coming alive,
that's right,
brother. brother. This is why I wanted to get here. You see, not only are they speaking wickedly, but loftily, as if their lives, their oppression on them is worth more than oppression on anybody else. And the stuff that they did is okay because it's just, collateral damage. Go back if you want to see loftiness or lofty speech personified. Watch this interview. Watch this interview. This verse cuts this damn Barclay guy, right?
That's right.
All right. So, man, see, I be wanting to read the whole chapter. We're not going to do that today. We're not going to do that. But you get the point. So we're going to stop on this particular interview. We're going to stop. And we're going to get to one other interview which kind of lended itself to the title of this class of turning our gift to a curse, because one of the things that Candace Owens was not able to say for obvious reasons, one, because she don't know, is that actually we are the children of Israel. And even you having this conversation with me, even the topic of this conversation are the curses being played out.
That's right.
Because see, she don't have understanding. And now, granted, Candace, she slam dunked on this dude, and she said some very wise things, some unwise things, whatever the fact. The point is, she is still with an Edomite, and she does not profess to be a child of Israel. So I'm gonna go ahead and say that she ain't in the truth. I think that would be an easy thing to say, right?
Yeah, kind of.
But see, what she don't know, which is this is why the children of Israel are needed so much, right? Because matter of fact, give me that. In Deuteronomy, I'll be saying, give me that, like you read it in my mind, but like, all right. But watch this. We're going to read the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and 46.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 46.
Matter of fact, start at verse 45.
Verse 45. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed.
So listen, you cannot outrun these curses. They're going to take you. They're going to follow you wherever you go. You're not going to be able to change your mind. Change your name and change whatever you think you can change and outrun these curses. They're coming for you. Right? Keep going.
Because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
Come on.
To keep his commandments and his statutes, which he commanded thee.
Right? Now, mind you, the context of the subject are the curses. Go ahead.
And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever.
And so a sign of who the children of Israel are. A wonder for when you have to wonder who you are, or wonder, why are we oppressed this way? Why can't we vibrate? Why it seems like these curses, or why is our gift turned into a curse? We're the most talented people. We're the most this, we're the most that, whatever you want to say. Why are we in this condition? It's because of these curses. For a wonder, for a sign, for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever. You see, this is what Candace Owens doesn't know, but you know. If you don't know, you're gonna learn today. You understand? That the children of Israel are cursed for not following the commandments of God. And the only way to get out of that position is to do what? Follow the commandments of God. That's right. And believe in Yahushua. Pretty straightforward, pretty simple. We got the same message all around the world. Right? Okay. So now that we understand that, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get a little bit of this. So this is going to be from an interview that Candace always did with the Breakfast Club. They did it. I think she's done one other one in the past, but this is a more recent one done within the last week or so. I just want to play. We're gonna play a little bit of it and dive into it. It's gonna be self-explanatory, but yeah, let's get into this thing. All right. It's gonna be coming up in 1 second. Please let me know once you can see. All right, boom.
There it is.
We good?
Okay.
All right. All right, boom. Hold on. My internet.
And I would be okay with music like that if the majority can actually create our talent. Like I said, we have a ton of talent. I tend to think that when we evolve into certain things, we just do it better. I think creatively, people are very gifted.
So right there, give me your classic Deuteronomy 7:6, and then give me 14:2. Because Candace told you, hey, just naturally, if we get involved in something, we do it better. We are the best at it. Creatively, we are the best. She said to herself, mind you, she's even married to an Edomite. She's giving her strength, her love, her time, her energy, her resources over to an Edomite, and still knows that, hey, brothers do it better though.
That's right. That's right.
One can say, well, then why you ain't over here? But either way, that's besides the point. She still knows it. She's giving her strength to the Edomite, but still says you better. Give me that.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, now in verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
Above all people. That's how the Lord made us. That's why it's evident.
Mm-hmm.
And she knows this. We better than everything and everybody, y'all. Period, point blank. The Black, Hispanic, and Native American are undefeated in everything.
That's right.
And she knows that. Why? Because we're peculiar people. Lord made us this way. But see, our problems becomes when we start attaching ourselves to the heathen, like she has, like she is. When we start believing the things of that the wicked spout, like Barclay, like Smoley.
Mm-hmm.
Because then you don't believe this in yourself, and you lose your heritage.
That's right.
You understand that? Give me that Deuteronomy 14:2.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 14, and verse 2.
Yeah.
That thou art an holy people unto the God, Salakia, unto the Lord thy God. And the Lord hath chosen thee to be a peculiar people unto himself.
What?
To be a peculiar people unto himself.
Peculiar, meaning strange, meaning wow, that's just different. That's sauce.
Mm-hmm.
That's just like I can't explain. It's peculiar. It's weird. It's like I like it, but I don't know why. It's just peculiar. We are a peculiar people because we got the sauce, and that's what Candace knows innately in her spirit, in her mind. She knows that. Even after giving her resources to the white man, she know we still do it better.
Sure.
All right, finish that out, and then I'm gonna press play.
Above all the nations that are upon the earth.
Now, which because of that, not only we're above them because we're peculiar. This is another one that when you read 7 and 6, I like to couple these two. You know. All right, I'm gonna press play.
Where somebody is making our gift a curse, right? It's encouraging.
Did you hear that?
God.
I'm gonna rewind it a couple seconds just in case you didn't hear that.
Like I said, we have a ton of I tend to think that when we get involved in creatively, Black people are very gifted, and where somebody is first, right? It's encouraging.
So like, y'all, my internet is. Could y'all hear that?
It was a little choppy. Huh?
Could y'all hear that?
Salaki, the first time you played it through, I did catch what she said about our gifts being turned into curses. I did catch that part.
All right, Salaki, I think watch this.
Music like that, if the majority of what we should create and our talent. Like I said, we have a ton of talent. I tend to think that when we get involved in certain things, we just do it better. I think creatively, Black people are very gifted, and where somebody is making our gift a curse, right? It's encouraging. It's the music that's encouraging Black men to commit hip hop to prison pipeline, and I just, I really question it. How do you feel with?
You see that? You see that? You see what she says? You see what she has said? She said, we the best at everything, but somehow our gift, I'm trying to stop sharing, but somehow our gift has been turned into a curse.
That's right.
Bam. Right? And then what does she say? Because why? Not only are we killing people, but we promoting our people being killed. And then if you read more of the interview, she's talking about because we don't have the fathers, because we have music that promotes degeneracy, because innately she knows. Well, guess what? Our blessings was turned into a curse. Our blessing was turned into a curse, and she know that. Because it's a spiritual thing, y'all. But see, that's why we need the scripture. That's why we need the Israelites, right?
That's right.
Man, give me that. Give me that Deuteronomy 11:26. Give me that. Yeah. Yeah.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 11, beginning at verse 26. Behold, I set before you this day a blessing and a curse.
A what?
A blessing and a curse.
Right. So we had an option, right? It's plain upon tables. You can do this or you can do that, right? What's this?
A blessing if ye obey the commandments of Yahweh your power, which I command you this day. And a curse if ye will not obey the commandments of Yahweh your power, but turn aside out of the way, which I command you this day, to go after other gods, which ye have not known.
You see right there. Now also give me Isaiah 33:6. So you see right there, we had an option. That same power that would be a blessing is the same power that's going to be a curse. Our blessing is turned to a curse. Because why? We following Candace and getting with these white folks. We following anybody else and following their customs and eating their things and doing their culture instead of being Hebrew Israelites that follow the commandments and believe in Yahweh Shai. Right? because after we read Isaiah, we're gonna go real quick to Deuteronomy 4. All right, go ahead, give me that.
It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 33 and verse 6. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times.
Because see, listen, when you are wise to see, have your spiritual antennas on to see what's going on, and you have the knowledge of the scriptures and how to get out the twist, that's going to be the stability of your times. Because as you go through trials, you can have the foundation of the wisdom and knowledge of these scriptures. Oh, I see what's going on here. I'm not tripping. You can't catch me in a twist. You can. That's the foundation of your faith, is this stability, because of the wisdom and knowledge that you have and know what time it is. You need to be able to read the time and get right. Because wisdom and knowledge are the stability of thy times. Keep going.
And strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure.
So, and that's the strength of your salvation. Why? Because that is the strength of your faith. And by it, you want to then start to fear the Lord and then walk according to his way, believe in his son. And then there's your salvation, because you got the wisdom and knowledge of what's going on. You should already know. And because of, give me that. Isaiah 30 and 19.
It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 30 and verse 19. For the people shall dwell in Zion at Jerusalem. Thou shalt weep no more. He will be very gracious unto thee at the voice of thy cry. When he shall hear it, he will answer thee.
Think about it. How is this possible when they are over there in Jerusalem? The people, if they claim to be Israelites, but they still having war, they still weeping, they still crying, they still have that's what he wants you to do. He wants you to cry publicly and weep for what happened on October the 7th. You don't fit it. You don't. Now, mind you, this is in the book of Isaiah, the so-called Old Testament. You believe in this. How do you reconcile this? You cannot, bro. You cannot. Keep going.
Verse 20. And though the Lord give you the bread of adversity and the water of affliction, yet shall not thy teachers be removed into a corner anymore.
That's why you can log on the internet right now and learn. That's why in almost any city around the world, you can find an Israelite, because the Lord knew. He said, listen, I'm going to put you everywhere. From everywhere, my word going to go out. That's why. So wisdom and knowledge can be the stability of your time. That's why he wanted wisdom and knowledge to go out and go forth in his last days. So that way we would not get weak. We would, how else? Because mind you, hopefully, Lord willing, but we are beginning of that generation who have faith and never saw, and who can return. That is talked about in the book of Baruch and all over the scriptures. Right. Like how these people gonna know? They ain't never seen the miracles, but they gonna have faith like that. Mm-hmm. How? Unless they have the wisdom and knowledge.
That's right.
Given forth by our teachers, which are no longer hidden in a corner anymore. Keep going.
But thine eyes shall see thy teachers.
But your eyes are going to see your teachers. All right. Right? Keep going.
And thine ears shall hear a word behind thee saying, this is the way. Walk ye in it.
Listen, that's why he told you, I'm going to give you my spirit. I'm going to give you that comforter. That's why Yahweh was trying to say, hey, I have to leave to give you comfort, because the comforter going to be with you. It's going to say, hey, look, this is the way, walk ye in it. And they reject Yahweh Shai. So who's coming up? And it says that ear should hear a word behind. Who's giving that word? Because who is the word? They reject Yahweh Shai. So what word is going to come in them and say, this is the way. Mm-hmm. Walk like this. They don't even believe in the word. So what word are they getting?
Right.
Man, come on, y'all. Right? Keep going.
Con. When ye turn to the right hand, and when ye turn to the left.
Yeah. Right. So you see what's going on? We went off. We got sent into captivity. Other people hopped in our land. The Most High is going to gather us. Going to send out his teachers. Going to send out people. He's going to gather us. We're going to turn back to our land. It's going to all be great after we all get proved and everything. That is in read Micah chapter 4. That's read Micah chapter 4, and you'll understand. They do not fit the timeline. It does not add up with what they are saying. They are not the people because they speak wickedly concerning oppression.
Sure.
And like Candace said, hey, look, our gift was turned into a curse. Why? Because really what should be happening now, granted, we know Candace because of her political acumen and her support for Donald Trump and how she involves herself in the political space. You know what I mean? Give me that Deuteronomy 17 and 15. But see, she got her energy in the wrong place. She got her mind in the wrong place. She has wasted her energy in the wrong thing, getting you to do the same thing she has. Follow the lead of a white man. The same thing she did in her house. That's what she's trying to get you to do. Because like you said, I'm voting for Trump and you should too. And she's trying to get black people to wake up. Okay. Because if you look at the history, the Democratic Party is the worst, period. But I'm not here to talk about politics. It doesn't matter. They all are terrible.
That's right.
We should not participate in any of them. But what she's trying to do is elevate the consciousness of black people to why, so we can just go right back and give it to the Republicans or to whoever else she promotes this to this day. Because she promoted a damn Indian candidate the other day. But the point is, what she's not paying attention to is Deuteronomy 17 and 15 when you got it.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 17, now in verse 15. Thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee, whom the Lord thy God shall choose. One from among thy brethren.
One what?
One from among thy brethren.
The only people that is allowed to rule the Israelites are the Israelites.
That's right.
No one else has our best interest in mind. Because mind you, we are different from them. We're separate from them. They all can get down together. They all like that together. But just like what's that account in Daniel? Dude told, hey, look, he an Israelite. He's not about to bow to you. We'll bow, we'll do all of this, but he's one of those guys. Because we are enemies to them. We're gonna read that Deuteronomy 4 and 5.
It's the book of Deuteronomy.
No, I'm saying keep going where you were, and then after this, Deuteronomy 4 and 5.
Come. Thou mayest not set a stranger over thee, which is not thy brother.
You see, we are not allowed to set a stranger over us that is not our brother. Why? Because he's not going to have our best interest in mind. The Most High is not getting down with that. And so anybody who's trying to tell you to set someone over you, whether it be a Donald Trump, whether it be anybody else, whether it be a Barack Obama, him myself, whoever it is, they are going off and they are missing the mark. And so whatever they got to say is not coming from a scriptural basis. And that's what she don't know. So absolutely somebody turned our gift into a curse. And look, listening to you is going to have us cursed again. But she need to get out of that. And you'll get caught up because of some of the points that she's making, and you'll miss it. All right. Is that it on that?
Kind of one.
All right. Give me 4 and 5. And then another brother, we're going to jump over to Psalms chapter 80.
It's the book of Deuteronomy chapter 4 and verse 5. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as the Lord my God commanded me, that ye should do so in the land whither ye go to possess it,
So listen, the Lord said, because we're gonna read this. We're gonna read this through 8. The Lord said, look, this is your culture. This is Black, Latino, and Native American culture. This is who you are. This is your music. This is your get down. This is all the things that culture is comprised of. This is how you get down. So wherever you are, I want you to push this, and this is your culture. Keep going.
Keep therefore and do them.
Mm-hmm.
For this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations.
This is your wisdom and understanding in the sight of the nations. So that is your observable culture. That is your observable contribution to the general populace that exists over here. We the Israelites, we got the law, statutes, commandments, and we in charge. And if not, get down and lay down. This is your wisdom, understanding the side of the nation. But guess what? It's not like we wickedly rule over them. Look at how the nations are going to perceive us if we keep on the law, statutes, and commandments. Go ahead.
Which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people.
Surely, so us following the law, statutes, and commandments is our wisdom in the side of the nation. That is to get us in the high esteem of the side of the nation. If we do that, there's no question who's running the show. Look at the kingdoms of David. Look at the kingdom of Solomon. People come from all over to get our to get our wisdom and knowledge and understanding. But if you don't, it's not gonna happen like that. Keep going, and we're gonna see it.
Verse 7. For what nation is there so great, who hath God so nigh unto them, as the Lord our God is in all things that we call upon him for? And what nation is there so great, that has statutes and judgments so righteous as all this law, which I set before you this day? Only take heed to the
No. So that right there, where is that? It says, "Sing to us one of those songs to Zion." It's in Isaiah. You know what I'm talking about? Where is that? Oh yeah, no, it's Psalms 137. I said Isaiah. Salakia. Psalms 137. Now also one brother get me ready Psalms 80 and 6, and we're gonna also get Psalms 87. 137.
That one. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 80, beginning at verse 6.
Because remember, the scripture said, hey, if we keep the law, statutes, commandments, other nations, they're going to see us, they're going to give us reverence, they're going to say these are people wise and understanding. Right? But guess what? Are they doing that? Adomon just showed about, what was that? One of them, that was not Shapiro. It was one of them, though. But see how wickedly that they were trying to talk about our stats and try to act like we just the worst. If it's more of us, then then the crime will go forward. But guess what? One thing he's not saying is about how even in the Census Bureau, the people that are classified as white, those are not the real numbers, because of racism and colorism, there are people who, according to the census, they said that they were white. And so although they are not white, some of them are Hispanic or some of them are black or any other thing, but they wanted to be called white because they wanted to be counted as white. I personally know a family of siblings in which some of the siblings, when they did the census, some of the people they reported as black, and some of the people they reported as white. And so they have the same mother and father, but so now on everything that they fill out, some of them put black and some of them put white.
Mm-hmm.
So pretty sure you got more people signing up to try to be white than black. So even then, although they got a majority or in some cases a majority of the crime, their numbers are still inflated. They got all them numbers with even less true white people. So it's technically worse on them. Because pretty sure no one's just say, you know what, let me put black. But everybody. A lot of people, if they can. they put in white. And they still got them high numbers. So if they got them high numbers with even less people, I contend that it's probably worse than what they're trying to say. But either way, you see, they're not giving us the reverence. What they do, they give us proverbs or bywords and speak wickedly about us. Give me that in Psalms 80.
Another one. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 80, now in verse 6. Thou makest us a strife unto our neighbors, and our enemies laugh among themselves.
They laughing at you. They laughing about. Oh, look at him. He think he's smart. You think you know something? You brokey. You got no job. What are you doing sitting on the corner? You don't know. Brothers got degrees, got more money than probably all of you. Brothers got assets too. But who are you trying to wake up these N-words? They don't take you seriously is the point. They have no reverence for you as they should. They have no deference for us as they should.
That's right.
But we are laughing stock when it really told the scripture told you that if you were keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, this would be considered wise and understanding. That has God so near unto us. But they take our proximity to the Lord or our relationship with the Lord for their entertainment. Give me that in Psalms 137.
Call out one. This is Psalm 137, verse 3. For there they that carried us away captive required of us a song. And they that wasted us.
You see, so look, those that carried us away captives, they said, sing for me too.
That's right.
Sing for me too. Shuck and jive. Give me one of them old. Yeah, I don't. Keep going.
Call out one. And they that wasted us required of us mirth, saying, sing us one of the songs of Zion.
Sing us what?
One of the songs of Zion.
That is so disrespectful.
God.
Hey, sing us one of those black musicals. Sing us on one of those Negro spirituals.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that follow the drinking gourd. I like that. Swing. Come on. That's the same thing that they was having us do, was having to shuck and jive and entertain them, even while we in prison. Because hey, you love the Lord, y'all sing them gospels. Go ahead. It's the same thing. David, even now in that book, that movie, when Nat Turner, it showed you how. Listen, it was conscience going on. They were one brothers to go read them out the Bible to teach them how to be good slaves, and other than that, sing and entertain me, boy. It's the same thing that was happening there because they don't respect us and they don't take us seriously. And that's the only your relationship with God is because you know them good old Negro spirituals. Sing it. When they really need to respect your relation to God and bow down. Finish that out.
I think that was all on that. I don't want you to go to verse 4.
Yeah, come.
Salaki. How shall we sing the Lord's song in a strange land?
How can we really sing it, the Lord's song in a strange land in captivity? Because we are downtrodden with a heavy heart. But they still want to do what? Require of us a song. So what do we gotta do? What is the point of this? What is the point of all of this? You know, you guessed it. Come back to the law, statutes, and commandments.
Right.
Believe in Yahweh Shai. And so that way we can get our culture back, our prominence back. We don't have to believe the lies of the devils. We can actually learn and get the wisdom and knowledge that can be the stability of our time and the strength of our salvation. So that way we can get up out of here. You understand me? All right, I just got one more. If y'all brothers want to go ahead and add in something real quick while I grab it, and then I'll be smooth.
Wow, I don't have anything to add. Teaching
Got nothing? All right, so I just want to pull it out real quick, and I see Phil Paulson acting like he wants to get cut. He doesn't. He's on folly. But I'll let the chat handle that, because brother. Okay, so this is. I'm gonna read out the book of Baruch, but I'm trying to see where exactly I want to read from. All right. Give me the book of Baruch, chapter start at verse chapter 2, but I want to read 31.
This is the book of Baruch, chapter 2, beginning at verse 31. And it reads,
Salakin, start at 29.
Verse 29. If ye will not hear my voice, surely this very great multitude shall be turned into a small number among the nations, where I will scatter them.
So we know what happened. We were scattered among the nations. We turn into a small number of people. We know what happened, right? Keep going.
For I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people.
Yes.
But in the land of their captivities, they shall remember themselves, and
you
shall
see,
know.
Here, and that's what we happen. But why? Because we can see our teachers. Right here in the land of our captivity, we remembering ourselves. We remember who we are and remembering what that means. And so no longer are we voting for this person or that person, Republican, Democrat, Libertarian, Independent. No longer are we doing this. No longer are we investing our time, our energy, and our resources to the other nations, but into our own. And if you ain't on the way, you in the way.
That's right.
Keep going.
And shall know that I am the Lord their God, for I will give them an heart and ears to hear, and they shall praise me in the land of their captivity.
So you see, because remember, that word is going to come and say, this is the way, walk ye in it. That's the ears to hear that was given. Why? Through the Holy Spirit, that comforter that Yahweh Shai gave. Keep going.
And return from their stiff neck and from their wicked deeds, for they shall remember the way of their fathers, which sinned before the Lord.
Because listen, the title of this is turning our gift into a curse. But this is how we turn that curse back into our gift. We turn that gift back into our blessing. You understand? This is how we do it. And see, this is what Candace Owen needs to know. And hey, tell me, when did this ever happen to Amalek? When did this ever happen to Barclays or the Small Hats?
Hasn't.
This didn't. Keep going.
And I will bring them again into the land which I promised with an oath unto their fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and they shall be lords of it. And I will increase them, and they shall not be diminished.
Now, mind you, how are they lords over the land that they still fighting for? How they lords over the land with 1,100 of them got killed tragically by the people of Hamas? How are they able to enact such a wicked on them, but they lords over it? It doesn't make sense. You see? Because it says, I will increase them and they should not be diminished. When they were diminished by almost 1,100 on October the 7th.
Mm-hmm.
Sucks, but it doesn't add up. Keep going.
And I will make an everlasting covenant with them to be their God, and they shall be my people. and I will no more drive my people of Israel out of the land that I have given them.
That I have what? He said that I have given them. Unless they're trying to say that Britain is the Lord, and it's then and then that because you basically saying Esau is God. If because Esau is the one who gave you the land, that's basically what you're saying.
That's right.
Unless you're not the people. Both cannot exist. They're mutually exclusive. All right. So listen, that's how we turn our curse back into a gift, our curse back into the blessing. So this has been another episode of the Bar4Bar with the Sons of Thunder Israelites, in which we do is our hope, desire, and prayer that all Israel be saved. All right. Which is why we come out here day in, day out, man. If you listen, we got camps in Atlanta, we got camps in Alabama, we got camps in DC, working on Cali, working on Florida. All right, we out here. All right, but listen, do the work. That's the point. If do the work, find you a body, and it's okay. Let's just say if Sons of Thunder Israelites not your body, find one to do the work.
That's right.
All right, because like we said, we want all Israel to be saved. All right.
That's right. I don't want
Israelites by Israelites. But this has been another Bar4Bar in the books, y'all. So we're gonna lead you and say Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom. Bar.